Namaste to all the dear learners. In the previous class, we have studied about database, DBMS, RDBMS, and the concepts of RDBMS such as row, column, degree, cardinality, tables, etc. Now, in this class, we are going to study about the different keys used in a relational database management system. Okay, and it is one of the important topic. Sometimes questions are asked from this topic also in board examination. Okay, so the first what is key? At first the question is what is key. So keys in a relation are sometimes also called as constraints. Constraints, what is the use of constraint? Constraint is used to provide a limit to someone. Means if we are talking in a general sense, constraint means rukavat. In Hindi we say it rukavat, that prohibits someone to do something. Okay, for example, traffic police constraints the vehicles to move when there is red light. Okay, so in the same way there are some constraints, there are some keys in relation. The first one is primary key. So what is a primary key? If we have created a table in a relation, suppose this one is the table, student table, and in this table there are 4 columns and 3 rows. So the degree of this table is 4 and cardinality is 3, which we have studied in previous class. So primary key is selected from one of the who is going to be selected as a primary key? Column okay, and it cannot have null values or blank values, then that column will be selected as primary key. Okay, so there are 4 columns in student table: admission number, name, Aadhaar number, address. Among these 4 columns, admission number can be selected as primary key because admission number cannot be duplicate and cannot be null. But name cannot be selected as primary key because 2 students can have same name. And Aadhaar number can also be selected as primary key, but address cannot be selected as primary key because it can have duplicate values or blank values also. So what is a primary key? Primary key means when a column is selected as primary key, then it cannot have duplicate values or blank values. Okay, so this one is the definition of primary key. But in the examination you are not going to ask the definition of primary key. You will given a scenario. For example, you will be given a table student and you will be asked which columns can be selected as primary key. Okay, so you can easily name admission number and Aadhaar, but in a relation, in a table, only one column can be selected as primary key. Okay, so if we have taken admission number as primary key in this table, the rest of the columns means admission number and Aadhaar number. These 2 columns are having the capacity to act as a primary key. Either you can take Aadhaar number as primary key or you can take admission number as primary key. But in relational database you can choose only one primary key. Okay, so if you have chosen admission number as primary key, then the rest of the primary key columns will be considered as alternate. So admission number can also be a primary key and Aadhaar number can also be a primary key. But while creating table, you have chosen admission number as primary key, so Aadhaar number will be alternate. Okay, and these two columns collectively, admission number and Aadhaar number, will be considered as candidate. Okay. So there are three keys: primary key, candidate key, and alternate key. Primary key means it cannot have duplicate values, it cannot have blank values, and in a table there is only one primary key. And candidate key, all the columns which can act as primary key will be selected as candidate key. Okay, and so there are two columns, admission number and Aadhaar number will be candidate key. Okay, and alternate key, except the column which is chosen as primary key, all the candidate keys are alternate key. Okay, so this one is a simple definition of the keys which are used in relation. Some other keys such as foreign keys are also there, but we are going to study about foreign key in the upcoming chapters when we study about referential integrity.